Hi, my name is Dick Ensing. I'm a Tennessee artist. Today you're going to get a free lesson. I'm going to take you through the mechanics of painting. But before we start, I'm going to put a little bit of the gloves in a bottle on. And this protects your hands. You rub it in and it protects your hands against oils, against the terps, and when you go to wash up, you won't have a bit of paint on your hands. Now, let me show you how to apply pastels. Don't rub them out with your fingers. Do very little rubbing, because remember, if you mix 2 colors, you're okay. 3 colors, you're going to get a little bit grayer. You start rubbing in all those colors, you're going to end up with a gray. So this thing, you can smudge them a little bit, and don't worry about that, but just very little smudge. Don't go doing it to your colors, because you'll lose all the vibrancy of it. Let's start with the darker colors first, and when you apply pastels, let's pick out another color out of here, and we'll put it in our toy box when we get through. Let's pick out a deep purple. We're going to go into the deep purple here, then we'll go into the green. Start with your darks first. Eventually, you're going to work into these middles. You put a little bit of color into these middles. Remember, the paper represents the middle value of this. This is my tape paper. It's beautiful paper. It's on a board for you already. It's got a nice surface to it. When you apply your pastels, this is the way you kind of pick at it. Put the pastels in just like you're painting. Remember what I told you, the creativity part, that part's up to you. This is where you'll start getting into that creativity, into the finished part of it. So there's a lot of design goes into the beginning, but now we're getting into the painting. Just start putting it in, and put it in a mask. Don't go here and put a color here and one over here. No, work a passage of that color as you see it. Work a passage of that color. Now remember, a lot of this, we're going to lose our lines again. We're going to have to reconstruct as we get through it. Don't worry about that. It'll come back to you. Now that same color also appears a little bit right down in here. In this apple right over here, okay? And you'll watch, this thing will start developing as we get into it. If you use a cross hatch or whatever, however you put the strokes in, but put them in like this. Then don't go doing this, because once you've done that, I've mixed 4 colors together right then. Just put them in and leave it. Okay, a little bit of that purple comes over into that leaf. And if you look real careful, some of that purple comes down into here. It's refracted light, comes right down into there, okay? Put it in there. It's a passage of beautiful color, but don't put as much pressure on it when you do it, okay? Now let's pick out another color. We've already got the green. Let's pick out a green out of our toy box. Remember I told you, here's a color already for you. We've got this beautiful green. Let's just put the green in here. Got a little bit of coloring through here. Beautiful color through here, that green. See, this will start building up. Remember these lines, they start disappearing. Remember the creativity part, that's the part you're going to put in. To give you an example, if I was doing this painting, I'm not towards the end yet, but I'm going to show you something I might see that I might put in. I might see a beautiful golden color. So let's pick out a kind of an orange color. And I'll put it in one stroke, and I see it up there by the bottle. I might go, that might be my finished stroke. Or I may just come in here and say, okay, this is a beautiful, put it in there like that. That's the finished stroke, okay? That's the stuff that you see. I can't teach you that. That you have to take, and I put it in my toy box, remember? But that you have to learn and develop on your own. I can just teach you the mechanics. When we get through with these dark colors, eventually we'll go into the, right here's a real dark, right in there at the neck of that bottle. It's a little bit lighter as we go through there, okay? Okay, let's go back into our toy box. We also have a beautiful purplish blue color that I see over here in the leaves. Beautiful color. Put it in, it's a passage of nice color. Comes down through here. It comes all the way down into here. Do a lot of squinting. At this point, you have to do a lot of squinting. And don't worry about all that little writing on the bottle. That stuff you scribble in there when you're through with it, if you want to put it in, or just give an indication of it. That little building that's on the bottle there, that's a winery out our way. It's a great winery, but that's the building they work out of. Well, that's got a little bit of color. Matter of fact, that color we had in our toy box, right here, it's got a little bit of a shape of that color in there. See it? Put it in there. That's the building there. The top of the label has a little more of that color coming back here. Let's just kind of scumble it in a little bit, see? Okay. Let's go in some more of the dark colors. Look for dark colors right now. Look for the darker colors. Okay, we can go darker later. Okay, let's look for some of these beautiful, just into the mid-tones, okay? And here again, we may not have it in our toy box, but let's see if we can find it. Look over here in your box. Pick out a color. Here's a beautiful off green. It's kind of a cool bluish green. Let's start putting some of that color in. Remember, you just put it in. This is going some into the middle values. Do a passage. Don't just do a little. Don't start going here. Here's a color. No, that won't work. Just do a passage of color as you're doing it. Remember, as you're getting into the grapes start out as a mass. There's a value structure, a dark, a middle, and a light on the grapes, and a whole bunch. But then as you get into the grapes, each grape has a dark, middle, light. That's how you establish the values of them. The form of them, rather. Okay. Some beautiful color right in here. There's a rhythm that'll take place within painting or watercolors or pastels. The rhythm starts. It's like an orchestra when they first start. You hear them winding up as they're practicing. You hear all the instruments, and all of a sudden they start into their music, and they start into there's a rhythm that'll take place as they develop the song.